She's not rejecting you, she's rejecting your energy. You think words matter, but what she truly hears is your frequency. She doesn't remember your compliments. She remembers how you made her feel uncertain or less. Every weak question you ask whispers one thing: I need you to like me, and her instincts recoil. Because desire doesn't bloom from need, it blooms from gravity. From the man who doesn't chase her mind, he invites it. So in this video I won't teach you what to say. I'll show you how to speak from a place so centered that she feels pulled, not persuaded. Because once you master this, she won't just want your attention, she'll crave your presence. Why questions kill attraction? Let's start with something simple but powerful. The way you begin a conversation with a woman can either build attraction or kill it instantly. Most guys think asking questions like "How are you?" "What do you do?" "Where are you from?" is a polite and easy way to start talking. And yes, it's polite, but it's also predictable, boring, and weak. Why? Because she's heard it all before, those same exact questions asked by dozens of guys who wanted something from her. So when you ask those questions, you sound just like them. Nothing new, nothing different, nothing powerful. But it goes deeper than that. When you open with questions like that, you're not offering anything. You're asking her to give her time, to give her energy, to carry the conversation for you. It's like saying, I don't have much to offer, so I'm hoping you'll give me something to work with. And the moment she feels that, she pulls away. Not because she's cold, but because her instincts tell her, this man isn't leading, he's following. He needs me to create the spark, and that's not attractive. Women want to be invited into a moment, not interviewed. They want to feel something: tension, interest, presence. They don't want to feel like they're helping you survive a dry conversation. You have to understand, she's not waiting for another man who needs her approval. She's waiting for someone who already knows who he is. Someone who speaks with purpose, not permission. So stop asking basic questions to fill space. Start speaking from a place of confidence and energy, because the man who leads with presence never has to beg for connection. What she's really scanning, now that you understand why weak questions push her away. Let's talk about what she's actually paying attention to. Because it's not what most men think. You believe she's listening closely to your words, to what you're asking, to your stories or compliments. But the truth is, she's paying attention to something deeper. She's watching your body language. She's listening to your tone, not just your words. She's feeling your energy more than she's thinking about your sentences. Why? Because women are emotionally tuned in. They're sensitive to energy, presence, and intention even more than men are. She's not just hearing you, she's scanning you. She's asking herself, does this man seem grounded? Does he feel sure of himself? Or is he just trying to win my approval? And it happens fast, within seconds. When you open with nervous questions, when you look at her like you need her to make the moment work, she feels it. And she may not say it out loud, but her body reacts. Her guard goes up. Her interest fades, because now she feels like she's in charge of the energy, and that's not a role she wants to take with a man. Women don't want to lead emotional moments. They want to feel led by a man who is calm, confident, and present. So if you walk into the conversation, needing something from her: approval, attention, validation, she disconnects emotionally, even if she smiles on the outside. But if you walk in carrying your own energy, your own presence, she leans in, because that feels rare. So remember this: she's not judging your words, she's feeling your energy. And if your energy says I'm enough whether you like me or not, she'll feel safe, curious, and even drawn to you. The shift that changes everything. So now that you know why asking weak questions doesn't work, and you understand that she's really feeling your energy, not your words, the next question is, what should you do instead? The answer is simple, but powerful. Stop asking. Start declaring. Most guys open a conversation by asking something: hoping to get a response. But confident men don't ask for energy, they bring it. They don't beg to be included in her world, they invite her into theirs. Here's the mindset shift. Instead of starting with a question, start with a statement. Something real, something about you, something she can feel. Let me show you the difference. Average guy says, "How are you?" It's polite, safe, but also forgettable. Now imagine this instead. "I love the vibe here." Feels like one of those places where time slows down. That's a statement. It sets a mood. It gives her something to respond to, emotionally. Then after that you can ask, "What do you think of the music?" Notice what changed. In the first version, you're depending on her to guide the moment. In the second, you're already leading and giving her something real to connect with. This is the difference between being another man asking for her time and being the man who creates a moment she wants to be part of. You're not trying to impress her. You're not trying to get approval. You're simply showing who you are with clarity and calm. That's power. And that kind of energy makes her lean in. So from now on, before you speak, ask yourself, am I asking to fill space, or am I sharing something real? Because when you shift from questioning to declaring, you shift from chasing her attention to owning the moment. How to handle disagreement like a man. Let's say you're having a good conversation with her. The energy is flowing, she's smiling, laughing, leaning in. Then suddenly she says something like, "I don't really like this place." Now this is a test, and most men fail it. Why? Because they panic. They don't want to lose her interest. So they quickly agree, even if they don't mean it. Say something like, "Yeah, I guess it's not that great, after all." They think they're being polite, but what she really feels is weakness. You see, most men are afraid of disagreement. They think if they say something she doesn't like, she'll lose interest. But it's the opposite. When you try to keep everything smooth and agreeable, you become boring, predictable, forgettable. Tension creates attraction, not fighting, not drama, but controlled tension, where you both hold your own opinions and still enjoy the moment. So what does a confident man do when she says, "I hate this place"? He stays calm, he doesn't fold, and he doesn't argue. He simply says something like, "Really, what don't you like about it?" Or, "That's interesting. I was actually starting to enjoy it. What would make it better for you?" Now that response shows power. You're not afraid to stand in your truth, but you're also open to hearing her point of view. That kind of response feels rare to her because it's not defensive, it's not needy, it's not trying to please, it's just real and grounded. And when a woman sees that you can hold your ground without being cold or trying too hard, she feels something that polite words can't give her. Respect, curiosity, emotional pull. That's what makes her want to keep talking. Not because you agreed with her, but because you didn't collapse under a little tension. Real examples that shift energy. Let's talk about how to apply all of this in real conversation. Because once you stop asking weak questions, once you stop folding under pressure, you need to know what to say instead and how to say it. This is where you use declarations before question. You share a part of your world and then invite her into it, not by begging for attention, but by giving her something real to respond to. Let's break this down with 2 examples. Example 1, career conversation. Most guys ask, "What do you do?" It sounds normal, but it's flat. It puts all the pressure on her to make the moment interesting. Now try this instead. "I'm in design. I like creating things people can actually feel, things that leave a mark." "What about you? What kind of work lights you up?" See the Now you're not just collecting data from her, you're showing who you are, what drives you, and what your world looks like. Then you invite her to step into that energy. She doesn't feel interrogated, she feels curious about you and comfortable sharing back. Example 2, music or environment. The average guy says, "Do you like this music?" Again, very basic, no emotion. Now say this instead. This song hits different at night. It's got that movie moment vibe, like something important's about to happen. Or maybe that's just how my brain works. What's your vibe now? You've painted a picture, added emotion, personality, even a little mystery. She can feel something, and she wants to respond. This is the key. When you speak from your own experience, you're not asking her to carry the moment, you're creating it, and she gets to join it. That energy, it's magnetic, it's rare. It's what women remember, because you're no longer just asking her questions, you're giving her a reason to feel something. Tension equals emotion, equals memory. Here's one of the most important truths about attraction, a truth that most men never figure out. Attraction doesn't grow in comfort, it grows in tension. But not just any kind of tension, it has to be the right kind. Emotional tension that creates curiosity, play, and depth. Now, here's where most men go wrong. They believe if they're always nice, polite, agreeable, she'll like them more. They think that if they avoid conflict, avoid challenge, avoid any disagreement, it'll make her feel safe. And yes, it might make her feel safe. But safe doesn't mean desire. When everything is smooth and soft, it becomes forgettable. It feels flat, emotionless, predictable, and no one remembers what's predictable. Real attraction comes from moments that make you feel something. Think about it. The most powerful conversations you've had in life probably weren't the easiest ones. They were the ones that had friction, tension, a twist you didn't see coming. Maybe a disagreement, a moment of vulnerability, something unexpected that hit you emotionally. That's what sticks. Now apply that to your conversations with women. If every word you say is designed to be safe and approved, you may be liked, but you'll never be remembered. Let's take a simple moment. She says, "I hate this song." The average guy, he panics. He changes his opinion on the spot. He says something like, "Oh yeah, I guess it's not that great." Why? Because he doesn't want conflict. He wants her to like him, even if that means lose his own opinion. But to her, that shows weakness. It shows fear. It shows that you'll bend to keep her approval. Now imagine this instead. You smile, relaxed, and say, "Damn, you're hard to impress. I respect that. What else is on your blacklist?" Suddenly, everything shifts. You didn't attack her. You didn't back down. You kept your cool and made it playful. That small spark of tension, it makes her laugh. It keeps her curious. It makes her want to stay in the moment with you, because now you feel real, and that's the energy that creates emotional memory. It's rare to find a man who can disagree without becoming defensive. Even more rare to find one who does it with a smile, with play, and with grounded presence. That's what makes you exciting to talk to. That's what makes you unforgettable. So next time you feel that little spark of tension, don't run from it. Lean into it with charm, with calm, with confidence, because that's not a problem. That's the doorway to desire. Adjusting intensity for different women. Now, here's something most men miss. Not every woman is the same. So your energy, your tone, your intensity must adjust, depending on who you're speaking to. This doesn't mean you change who you are. It means you stay true to yourself, while being smart about how you connect. Think of it like this. A great musician can play loud or soft, but he never stops playing in rhythm. Same with you. You keep your rhythm, but learn to adjust your volume. Let's say you meet a woman who is shy. She's quiet, soft-spoken, maybe a little reserved. If you go in with bold teasing, strong eye contact, and fast energy, she might shut down, not because she's not interested, but because the intensity is too high for her comfort zone. That's where most guys mess up. They either stay too intense and scare her off, or they go too soft and lose the spark completely. The solution: adjust the intensity, but keep the same frame. Let me show you how. Let's say a confident woman says she hates something you enjoy. You might say, wow, you're hard to impress. What else do you hate in life? Playful, teasing, strong. But with a shy woman, try this. I like that you know what you like. That kind of honesty is refreshing. See the difference? Same message, you're still holding your ground, but the delivery is softer. It's calmer. It's designed to match her emotional pace, not overwhelm it. And that's the mark of a powerful man. He doesn't shrink to make others comfortable. He simply adjusts his energy without losing himself. Because when a woman feels like you can read the room, when she feels that you understand how to meet her where she is emotionally, she feels safe, she feels seen, she opens up. This is what emotional intelligence looks like. It's not about having all the right lines, it's about knowing when to go bold and when to go slow, knowing when to tease and when to be warm. And here's the deeper truth. When you master this balance, you don't just attract women, you make them feel something they don't often feel. This man gets me, and that is a rare experience she won't forget. So remember, don't turn your personality down. Don't try to please everyone. Just learn to adjust your delivery without losing your core. That's not manipulation, that's leadership. When you start winning, don't collapse. This is where most men fail, right after they start to succeed. You lead the conversation with calm confidence. You create tension, energy, and interest. She smiles, she laughs, she leans in. Maybe she touches your arm, plays with her hair, or gives you that look that says, I'm into this. And in your mind, you think, this is it. I've got her. It's working. But then something changes. You stop doing what got you here. You become too comfortable. You start relaxing your presence. You stop leading with intention. And you start trying to keep her attention, rather than continue to deserve it. That's when the energy shifts. Suddenly, she doesn't laugh as much. She looks at her phone, she pulls away, not physically, but emotionally. And you're left wondering what just happened. Everything was going so well. Here's what happened. You started chasing the moment instead of leading it. You see the same energy that attracted her in the beginning, the presence, the confidence, the emotional leadership. That's the same energy you have to keep bringing. Attraction is like a fire. If you stop feeding it, it doesn't stay warm. It cools down fast. It's not about being perfect. It's not about being funny every second or mysterious all the time. It's about staying present, staying grounded, continuing to lead even after things start going well. Because here's something women feel almost instantly: conditional confidence. She can tell if your confidence was only there to win her over, and now that you've received her interest, you've stopped showing up with strength. And when that happens, the attraction dies. So here's the rule. When she gives you more, you don't give less, you give more presence. You stay focused, relaxed but alert, open but still in control, warm but never weak. Women don't just want to feel good in the beginning, they want to feel like the version of you that sparked their desire is the version of you that stays. That's how you separate yourself from the rest. That's what keeps her coming back. The man she craves. At the end of everything you've learned, it's not really about clever lines, it's not about tricks, and it's not about being the best-looking man in the room. It's about how you make her feel, but not just with compliments or nice words, not with gifts or attention. The feeling she truly craves comes from something deeper: your presence, your energy, your direction. Because the truth is, she doesn't want a man who always tries to impress her. She doesn't want a man who agrees with everything she says, just to be liked. She doesn't want a man who needs her approval to feel valuable. She wants a man who already feels complete. A man who has a sense of purpose, even when she's not around. A man who has his own world and invites her in, without needing her to complete it. She wants a man who leads, not with control, but with calm energy. She wants someone who speaks clearly, who stands tall, who listens without folding. Someone he supports her without losing himself. The man she desires isn't perfect, he's real, grounded, and steady. He doesn't chase, beg, or panic when things go wrong. Why? Because he knows who he is and never apologizes for it. He doesn't try to prove his worth, he embodies it in his walk, his words, and his silence. When she meets a man like this, she feels it safe yet excited, challenged yet respected, desired yet understood. It's rare and unforgettable, so here's the truth. Stop trying to impress her, stop seeking approval. You are already enough. If you drop the act, speak your truth, hold your energy, lead with calm confidence, let her sense your strength without asking for validation. A man like this doesn't just attract women, he changes how they see men, and once she experiences it, no small talk, no needy energy, and no scripted charm can compete. That's the man she wants, and the man you're becoming. Step by step. Final words. If this opened your eyes about attraction, don't just forget it. Most men will keep chasing, pleasing, and wondering why the spark fades, why she stops responding, why they feel left behind. But you're here, because you're done being unsure or invisible. Here's what to do. Subscribe for the next video on psychology, presence, and emotional control. The traits that make you unforgettable. Like this if you're ready to lead. Comment unshakable if you're done performing and ready to walk with calm power. This isn't just about tips, it's about becoming the man who attracts naturally. If that's what you want, you're in the right place.